Hello, this is Kev. Tonight, we're going to do a panel discussion on the legacy of the Obamas, mainly our 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama. Just want to take a few minutes for the people to come on to the panel. Just please be patient with me, and we'll get started shortly. So, just a moment. I just wanted to say still that we're just waiting on some of the panelists to join us, so just sit tight for a few, um, and we'll be with you shortly. Still waiting on the panelists. Well, while I'm waiting on them, just wanted to introduce myself real quick. if you're not familiar with this YouTube channel, my name is Kev, and this YouTube channel is called Black Men Being Brutally Honest. It was named for a Facebook group with almost the same name, Black Men Being Brutally Honest with Everyone. It is a Facebook discussion group, and it's not just represented by Black men; it's also represented by Black women as well. Um, and what I wanted to do was a little in interactivity between the Facebook group and this YouTube channel right here. And what I wanted to do was discuss a hot button topic, the presidency and the legacy of Barack Obama. Um, we have a lot of supporters in our community on Obama, and for some reason, we have a lot of detractors, a lot of people who weren't happy with Obama's performance. Um, I would say I'm pretty much down the middle. I don't have too many or complaints about the man. As he compares to our current president, I would much rather have him I would much rather have Obama than our current president. For obvious reasons. Maybe it's because of a little cultural bias on my part too, but at least I am able to admit that, just to per se. And I think that if you do have cultural bias for Obama, is a little okay, so to speak. Look, everyone else has cultural bias, but I don't expect anyone to just do cultural bias just because everyone else do it, but because it could help us as far as our unity a little bit. So let me check some things out here real quick. Just this is this is my first real panel. Well, I had another panel discussion, but that was a while back, and that video was pretty choppy. And I think we did okay for the most part, but let me just go ahead and continue to check to see if these panel people are coming. Hopefully they are. All right. And for any of you that are watching right now, we do have a live chat going. So go ahead and put any questions or comments in the live chat, and I'll be more than happy to interact with you. So, but let's just let's just wait a few more minutes for everyone to get here, and we'll get this thing going. Just asking for your patience. All right, Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Oh, good. This is hey Joe, why don't you take time to introduce yourself to the viewers and let them know exactly is it that you know what you do and just we'll carry on from there.
All right, yeah, sure, man. Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is Joe from eMpTy. I'm the writer, producer, and pretty much the owner of eMpTy, Black Male Talk, and also eMpTy2 Unfiltered. Also, I am also the co-owner of Black Men's Congregation. I pretty much help write YouTube topics for content for Black men and also Black media. We also talk about the latest topics, trends, and politics. Anything that we advocate for, and also we do counseling for Black men and anybody that needs it.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. And as I was telling everyone earlier, my name is Kev. I could say I am the owner of the Facebook group Black Men Being Brutally Honest with Everyone, and I decided to start a YouTube channel back in February to, you know, talk about some of the issues and the discussions and current topics and some of the things that are brought up in the group, since, you know, these are things that we have taken an interest in and people like to talk about. So this is what I wanted to do for this YouTube channel, talk about some of those events. What brings us here to the forefront today is I wanted to do a panel on the legacy of Barack Obama. One of the first questions I wanted to ask panelists as they joined was, and I'll tell you right now what my initial reaction was to Barack Obama winning his first presidency. I was filled with a sense of pride. I think a lot of us were. Um, First off, I mean, sitting inside a restaurant full of TVs around in Alabama around racist people who's wearing anti-Obama paraphernalia. And that is kind of something that I've been exposed to all my life, kind of the little overt and undercover racism that does dwell in Alabama. And to watch him flash as the winner across the screen, it was like it was sort of like I said, it was a feeling of pride, and it was basically seeing the looks on their faces, knowing how they felt about people who looked and acted, who looked and talked like me. Then that was something for me to which something for me to be happy about, which was completely superficial. That I will admit, as I felt going toward the end of his presidency was kind of different. So what was that for you, Joe? What was that feeling like? When he ran and when he won. What was that feeling like for you? And how does that differ at the end of his presidency, or did it stay the same?
First off, I want to say that one, I know y'all gonna probably get triggered. I'm not a Democrat. I am a Republican, and I am a conservative. I think Kev already knew that. But also, I wanted to talk about as far as it goes for him winning. I found that out when I came in from a mission overseas, and pretty much they said, "Joe, we have our first black president." And I was like, "No, we don't." And then they said, "Yeah, we want our first black president." I'm not gonna lie, I did vote for him. I did vote for him because I just wanted to see a black man reach the highest pinnacle of the world. But I was very optimistic because his viewpoints on black people were not going to be what I thought that he was going to do. He did it. He didn't do nothing in a sense to further black people, but more or less cripple them. And I will get into that later. I feel like I seen more racial and more horrid things happen. I didn't see him actually making progress for black people or for minorities in per se, but more or less more stereotypes begin to come out. Like I said, I would have wished that some things would have not happened on his watch. Like, why did he have to be the first black president where marijuana gets legalized? I feel like that was something like, let white people do that, not black people. We don't need to be the first one to legalize marijuana. Maybe let's be the first ones to build a hospital. Like, be that black president that, hey, I got 2 hospitals being built run by all black staff. That would have been pretty cool. Why not make some black advocacy programs for black men? I didn't see that. I saw things very much so different, where things were more so going towards women, gays, and immigrants. And I was like, I saw this coming. It was more so of talking points of a collective. And I didn't agree with that because the collective ain't always the best choice for the mass, for the people. And that greatly started to separate black people already. Before even Trump came here, black people were already segregating each other. We were already separating from us versus them. And now it grew even worse. Like you gave out Obama phones. Like, no. Like, and I had people showing them off. Like that was the coolest thing that they got. And I'm like, no, man, like no phones. Let's get jobs. We need jobs. I didn't agree with that. I knew that the incarceration wasn't as bad. Some people did get taken out of prison, but however, I don't get what was the point of meeting up with rappers and celebrities and going on BET. And, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, this has nothing to do with helping our people. So I was more so for, let's unite rather than look at more racial tension and divide, So, and seeing all that, Am I glad that he is out the office? Yes, because I didn't like the way after a while they stopped so much attacking him. Then they just started going after his family. And I don't believe the sins of one should be the sins of all. Like there should be no reason why anybody should be talking about his daughters. Mind you, his daughters are grown now. They were calling them all kind of incorrigible names. They weren't saying that about the Clinton. They weren't saying about the Bushes. But those three ladies, they got chewed out and talked out. His wife looks like a man. His kids are whores. Those not his kids. I'm like, come on, man. If you're gonna go after the president, go after the president. But don't be disrespecting his family now. See, and that's the problem, because it was just like it trickled from him on down to his family. And mind you, his daughters didn't even get in trouble like that. They didn't even never got in trouble. Neither did Michelle. So, I mean, come on. I mean, that's all. I'll stop. You know, I know this will be a good show.
Mm-hmm. No. Take your time, bro. This is what this discussion is for. Yeah. I mean, do I agree? I agree with you on some things, though. Like when you said about the celebrity presence and how a lot of that wasn't really getting it done in the Black community. And I will say this: he did go to bat for other groups openly. You have these people who bring up this he was America's president argument and he wasn't the Black president argument. Now, but I do have a question for you. What did Black people really ask Obama for, as far as us as a community and a group? That happened that often? I mean, maybe it's a couple things that I don't know that I need to be educated on.
Okay. Well, that's a really good question, and actually, I'll actually respond to that. As far as for Black people, when we got our first president, first of all, we thought that he was obligated just to us. We did not demand anything of him. We didn't. Everybody was demanding things of him, and they got what they were asking for. We didn't, because we thought that just because he was Black, that he was obligated to do what he was going to do for us. No. He knew what to say. He knew how to get y'all quiet. He knew how to get Black people quiet. And that was not good. Like, he took money from HBCUs rather than give money to HBCUs.
That's so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can check that out. I can pull it up if you need to. You can Google it and share it. Money got taken from historical Black colleges. Now, the irony was Trump gave more money to HBCUs than Obama did.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
So,
nobody said. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, if you don't mind. Who did you vote for in the 2016 election?
I voted between when Trump he ran for office again. We're talking about did I vote for Trump or did I vote for Hillary?
Yeah, Trump or Hillary.
Oh, I rather vote for Trump. I wasn't going to vote for Hillary. The Clintons put more people in the Clintons incarcerated more Black men than any other president. I would never vote. I'm not saying Trump was so much the better choice, but as far as it goes, he's been dealing more so with Black people than Hillary has been, in a positive than Hillary has. Hillary has called Black men super predators. When she was in law, she had helped two known rapists get away. And she even said, I knew that they were rapists, but hey, I won. You can look this stuff up. This is not no hidden stuff. This is stuff we can look up. I also understood that a lot of democratically owned places, run cities and places, are in the ground. We can look up every democratically run place, and I promise you, look at the schooling, look at the violence, look at the crime. You let it be run by the government, look where it's at now.
And one major example of this is Chicago, Illinois. Now, we know that Chicago, Illinois is a conservative hot button talking point every time Chicago is brought up in a conversation. It is seen, it is seen as putting too much negative emphasis on that when there's what you see in the media and what is really going on. I really wish that, I hope a couple of the other panelists, because one was from Chicago, he could explain it better than me. But it's funny you say that, because when I think about that, I do think about the city of Chicago. As far as the Rahm Emanuel. Supposedly Rahm Emanuel is one of Obama's homies.
I find it interesting. As much executive acts as Obama has had time to do and things to just push out, because he's done executive orders. He just said, I'm not going to wait for Congress. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. Mind you, he was over Chicago at one time. So he knew how bad it was. Why didn't he just send the National Guard to go clean up the streets? Why didn't he go mobilize certain agencies to go start cleaning up? And see, the thing about the black people say, well, we don't want those. Why wouldn't you want? So are you tired of burying your children? Are you tired of dope being slain? Listen, who wants to lose property value to their home? Why would you want to keep that? You telling me that you can go make sure that alternate lifestyle people are protected, but you can't make sure that your own half tent is protected? You see, I got to call it on that. You telling me that right now black men are being looked at as the most disingenuous type of people in all of the United States? They look at it when a boy goes to college. That's that. Oh, you speak well. But then he goes to a church, mind you, A&E in Charleston, one of our churches, says Amazing Grace, didn't even sing it correctly. And all black people, oh, hallelujah. Yes, thank you, Obama. You saved us. But then later on down the same breath, you didn't have no problem going to talk to David Duke. What kind of mess is that? You had a grandmaster of a Klansman. You go see him and shake hands with him, but then you go to a place where a racist shot up a church of black people. But see, me saying that as a black man, I'm a coon, I'm a sellout, I'm a Sambo. Come on now. If y'all don't believe me, look it up. These things aren't fabricated. This is what we know. But see, you don't want to call out daddy's secrets. It's amazing.
Yes,
everybody
facts versus
Japan,
emotion.
Go ahead.
Versus emotion.
Now you're breaking up, brother.
I'm sorry. I was saying facts versus emotion.
Yep. We got to take the emotion out. I didn't see him trying to bring in trade school jobs. I mean, mind you, as bad as we knew colleges were, why didn't we just start bringing back trade school classes and jobs back in school? I know you had them when you was in school. I had them when I was in school. Why weren't we bringing them back?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen somebody go to trade school and be in debt. Never. But as high as it is for colleges and how bad as they're raping young students and people, and some people have to drop out of college because they can't afford it. And that was going on during Obama's time. And they're saying, well, let's just wipe away college. You can't wipe away college debt. That's impossible. You can't. Why don't you talking
about all these debt forgiveness programs?
Yeah.
That they're talking about?
Yeah. He said that if you call in, you can have your college debt wiped away. Magically, how many people do you know have done that? I would ask anybody on the panel, show me somebody you know had called that number, the IRS and all people who hold debts, and said, "Hey, I want my debt of 80,000, let go." Listen, the IRS don't let nothing go.
No, not at all.
Nothing. They don't even let $100 go. So what do you think they're gonna let go? 10,000, 80,000? No, they're not doing that.
No, okay. So would you say that you condemned everything? Is there anything that you liked that Obama did?
Honestly, give me a second. Shit. I like anything Obama did. I liked it that he had a family. I liked it that I saw a black man with his kids, with his family. I liked it that I saw that. I liked it that I saw that a black man can get to the highest level with a black family, with a black woman and his kids. I love seeing that. I would not take that from him.
Yeah, because I was having a conversation with a young man the other day, and you know, we was talking about Barack Obama, and he basically said that Barack Obama got elected. I was so proud of him. He didn't have to do anything else except get elected. And do you think this is an attitude of a lot of the people that did vote for him, that all he had to do was get elected, and getting elected was the only thing that he needed to do because it gave everyone hope that, you know, that a man of color could reach the highest office?
Yes. I'm not going to say he didn't put in work because, first of all, he has degrees. He has degrees. He worked at a law firm and different stuff. He taught law. So I'm not going to say he didn't put in any work because he had a silver tongue. He was a lawyer. He used to work under. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying he was a tremendous orator. That's one of the best things I did like about Obama. He knew how to carry a crowd. I mean, even in his State of the Union address, he carried people that hated him. So, right. I mean, I do give him that.
We can't take that from him. He had the look, he had the slim look, he had the hair, everything. And I mean, after a while, we could tell that he was tired. He was like, "Yo, I can't keep this up, man. I'm ready to go." Like, honestly, I mean, it's not like, I mean, Michelle was making more money than him before he was making money like that. You know? But
yeah, in fact, you mentioned that he worked at that law firm. Right. It's funny because a fact is that that's the law firm he met his wife at, and his wife was his mentor.
Correct.
At that law firm.
Yep. Yeah. Michelle was already in a position of power. First of all, when you get in the law firm like that, you get connected. So he had to work to go get those connects. He had to put himself in a proper. Most lawyers work their way up to being governors, to working their way up to different ladders. He understood the game. She taught him, "Hey, listen, let me go smooth it over for this person. You know what? I like that. You don't talk like the regular black folk. You got a good tongue. You got a good background. It's clean." Nobody knew who he was when he first came out. Nobody knew nothing about him. We still don't even know where we born. He's incognito.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. He came out of nowhere for me. Yep. I would say the first time I ever, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
The first time I ever heard anything about a Barack Obama was through Oprah. Oprah Winfrey was doing a sit-down interview. I think it was her. I think I remember seeing Gayle King, and Barack Obama was sitting right there. Verbatim, Oprah said out of her mouth, "This is going to be our next president of the United States, Barack Obama."
And that's all they needed to say.
That was the first time I ever heard his name. And that next year it happened. I was like, wow.
Because once he got the blessing of one of the most powerful, richest black women in the world, all women got behind him. If Oprah would have said that, black women wouldn't have got behind him like that. You had Oprah, a billionaire, that white women and black women read her books and praise her like she's the next coming Messiah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So honestly, I mean, let's be for real. if Oprah were to run for presidency, she probably might get it. I don't want her to do, but because she's a billionaire, she already has the backing, and people like her charisma, and she's a woman. With the way the world is, she would win. She would win.
Mm.
Once Oprah gave him the blessing and started putting him into networking with all the other networking agencies, say, listen, get me in there. I will get past what y'all want to get past. And he did. He did. Things didn't get better for the community. They got worse. Taxes surely did go up. Taxes didn't go down. Was there any tax relief when Obama was? No, there were not. The rich got much richer. And the poor, now you go look in California, they got Skid Row. There are more poor people in Disneyland parking lot. Go to Texas. Other places. Now you got immigration, mind you, and I find it very ironic that they're talking, the Democrats are talking about bringing immigrants in now that there's a Republican president. But Obama sent back more illegal immigrants than any other president.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know why people don't realize that. Yeah, it's like over 2 million.
Yep. Oh, he was sending them back by the train loads. Like they were cargo.
Yeah, and then he used to make speeches about being down the middle about illegal immigration and following our laws and policies. But now this current president is pretty much following the same thing. Now all of a sudden something's wrong with it.
Now he's against it. I'm just saying that's too contradictory. That's too contradictory. You know what I'm saying? As far as it goes for, I think one of the biggest things that had happened that really put a divide on us was when he said, I see my son as Trayvon Martin. First of all, I was like, well, you got a son? That's like, do you have a son like Trayvon Martin? Can you identify with walking down those type of neighborhoods as a black kid? I mean, then again, probably could because he lived in a predominantly white neighborhood. So I'm pretty sure they gave him some funny eyes. So we're not going to pretend like he didn't deal with some type of racial tension. We're not going to pretend like that. However, we can be honest and say that as far as it goes towards race, like, why wasn't Obama getting rid of Confederate flags? Why wasn't he doing it? I mean, talk about it. You had him for 8 years. He didn't try to get rid of Confederate flags. He had no problem with them.
I mean, he said a lot of things, but there was not really any follow through.
Right.
After the Dylan Roof shooting, he was proposing to move forward with legislation that would put all the KKK members on a registry, basically, letting who the Klansmen are in your local areas, if they're your police officers, your judges, your teachers. But of course, you hear like things like that you hear about one time and then you never hear about them again. But on YouTube and in various clips, he's singing "Amazing Grace" at the church of the slain church members and that slain pastor.
Exactly.
You'll hear about that all day, but and it's like you probably could find it in a Google search, but I've tried looking for it and I couldn't find it again. So as far as me proving that it was factual, all I know was what I saw back then when it first happened. That there was going to be legislation proposed to move forward in putting all Klan members on a registry. But what that kind of thing would have done anyway. You would have known about a lot of people. So many hearts would have been broken if something like that were to actually happen. And it would have been kind of nice for that to happen under a president like Obama, since, at Black people as a group, we feel as if he's done so little. For America, he's done quite a bit.
I would say, as far as it goes, one of the things about it I disagree with, and this is me as a veteran. I didn't agree with him going to other countries and being apologetic. That showed weakness. That showed a lot of weakness. And nothing was made more. than him going as a black man to every country and apologizing for something. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. You know what? I guess what? If that's apology, then where the hell is the black people's apology for the goddamn slavery and all the hard earned back for Tulsa, for goddamn Rosewood? Where was our apology? We didn't get that shit. But you go apologize to the Japanese? You apologize to the Arabs? But you didn't get no black people no apology for the 200 that were killed in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mind you, ain't not one of them got prosecuted. Nobody got prosecuted for that. The jail tells us remember 9/11. But nobody remembers them like that. I didn't hear nobody get no apology for Rosewood like that. Luckily, they had to find some white people to testify to say it did happen, even though they didn't know it did happen. I'm not being racist. I'm just telling you the facts.
No. This is what we're here for.
You know, I mean, we're being for real. You got him apologizing to the LGBT. Mind you, at first, they didn't even like him. Because when he first came into office, he said, I'm not for gay marriages. But guess what? After some blacks said they weren't going to vote for him, guess who he went to? The LGBT saying, I will pass the clause for marriage. He said that. He reneged right on Christian values that he was like, I have a dream. So you're going to use part of Dr. King's speech about you have a dream. What dream did you have, nigga? Excuse me.
Yeah, he did. Didn't like his second term, he swore in on King's Bible.
Yeah, swore in on King's Bible. Talk the good talk. We laying out the facts of what he did.
Yeah. And then like Dick Gregory made this big thing about it. Like, what was it? Dick Gregory saying that, hey, maybe you're not that worthy to, even be using that man's Bible like that.
Why did they go grab King's Bible? I'm surprised nobody caught on fire that time. We ain't gonna say King is perfect, but you're gonna say you had a dream, but what dream was that for? And it wasn't for us. You're going to Africa making deals with Africa. I'm not African. We got our problems over here. Us black people, we got our problems over here. More black people were being shot when he was in office. And cops were going on paid leave. That should have been more the time where you should have started having psych evals, and you should have been reevaluating police. You should have ordered every governor, listen, if you want federal funding, you need to go reevaluate all these police officers in your force. Because we need to know where they're at. You think he would be the one president that would do an executive order on prison reform? The hell with Medicaid. Do an executive order on doggone prison reform.
They're too scared to do that though. That would cut out the industry leaders that benefit from the prison complex.
See, that's the thing about it that we got to talk about. That's what we got to talk about, Kev. Who did you fear more? Were you really for the people, or were you for the man who was paying your pocket?
Seems like a lot of politicians are like that.
I'm just saying, but you forget you were going to black people saying that, hey, I'm here for you. I didn't say that. Obama never even really came to black people's communities. Let's be for real. He wasn't coming to our community.
His slogan was change you can believe in.
Yeah,
I know. I still have the refrigerator magnet.
I'm just saying. Was he coming to the black community? Was he going to Atlanta like that? Nope. Was he going to Louisiana like that? Nope. Was he going to any black hardened, messed up area? Nope. He was sure enough wasn't going there. And I know some people say, well, that's not the president's job. But you know what? God damn it, what is? Because honestly, I don't get y'all. It's like we can't hold these black POTUS people accountable. And time and time again, y'all keep voting for them. But then you get mad at me as a black man when I go vote for a white man. I vote for the man who fits my budget, fits my pocket. Y'all call him a racist, but I had the black man do more racist stuff to me than the white man.
And I mean, in all honesty, you're supposed to vote for the politician that serves the best of your interest. I had to learn that. Now, like I said, this is coming from a person who superficially voted for Obama, and I can be honest with this, based on the fact because he was black and because he was a Democrat. And I thought that by doing that, by voting for him, that he was going to serve the interest of blacks. more so than what he did. A lot of the argument is that he had, and I've heard this from people before, that he had to do things based, like he had to do things kind of on the sly for us, like making sure that it benefited both, other groups of non-blacks and blacks. And I think when I think about stuff like that, I do think about, maybe these people are talking about the Affordable Care Act, which, gave um, 18 to 20 million Americans with health care, and they, weren't forbidden based on their pre-existing medical conditions. And yes, that did help a lot of Americans. But you can also make the argument that he did go to bat for other groups quite a bit. He was paying reparations to other countries. Before he left office, he snuck Syria. If I'm wrong about this, please correct me. He snuck Syria $200 million.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And they caught that, and they asked him about that, and he did have it, and they had something about that on him. They had that on him. It wasn't no fault, but that was all over the news. They asked him, why did you do that without U.S. approval? It was brought up right there in the House. What happened to that what happened to that money that you dropped over there? Who did you pay? Mind you, somehow the Syrian government ends up with $2 million. How they ended up with that money? That's from a U.S. plane flying over them. You don't think people don't notice that kind of stuff? He was like, well, I had to do. First of all, the main policy for the U.S. is we don't deal with terrorists. We don't. Again, you saying, and this is like him making that excuse that I had to do things on the slide for black people. But yet you made a prayer room and open prayer time for Muslims in the White House. The hell? Again, I'm only reiterating what he did. This ain't no self-hate. I'm just calling out, yo, daddy, what's up with that? You got to do things on the slide for us, but you openly saying, hey, there's Islamic phobia. Okay, what about black phobia? Because shit, I go down the street as a black man, people look at me funny. Talk about it. The music marginal of how our people are now has gotten a lot worse. I didn't hear him say nothing about, yo, we need to trim that down or tone that down some. Got a lot worse. How do you legalize weed and we got more drug problems with black kids doing lean and stuff? Yet you're meeting up with rappers and stuff, shaking hands with Jay-Z and all of them, meeting up with T.I. and all of them rappers, letting them come to the White House. But yet we have a rapper problem where our youth believe in what they hear to where they enacted. Mm-hmm. Now we got 5 to 6 men looking at doing life. Why? Because nobody told the rap industry, hey, trim that down. You make it seem like I hate when people say they make it sound like this man didn't have no power. But he's just not, but he got on the mic and said, listen, I have the pen, I will use it. He said that.
Yeah. Yeah, but go ahead. But they say that, the midterm election 2 years after he get elected, they say that was what made it impossible for him to get a lot of things through. So
we hear that when we come into the world as a black boy, the world does not have to like you. The world does not have to like you.
Yep, I've been hearing that all my life, and I live by that. I tell others.
You came in as the first black president in a house that has always been run by white men. That everybody from black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, Arab, they all have to look to you at some point to get anything from policies to diplomatic movement to trade, business. Everybody has to come to you and answer to you at some point. When you run your household, you don't answer to nobody. You run by a certain standard. The thing about it, I ask black people, where was the standard that he was setting? because the goalpost was always being moved for us.
Mm-hmm.
When you got your wife saying that she want to be like Beyonce, I'm like, what the fuck? You don't want to be like Maya Angelou? I mean, there's Sigourney Truth. Like, there's all these other black women who have done things. You want to be like Beyonce? What the fuck happened? I didn't see him bringing. I'm seeing pictures of doggone like artists and people of entertainment. Why do we have people of entertainment speaking for black people? Why do we have people of entertainment doing concerts and you going up there shaking hands and having a good time and smiling? Why weren't you going to black medical schools?
Cause we fall for that kind of superficial stuff, though.
That's the thing about it, Kev. Nobody takes black people serious. We had the one man, and he made us look like a fool. I'm sorry, he did. Let that have been an Asian president. That man would have probably got so many goddamn banks and shit passed for Asians and shit. Let that have been any other ethnicity. I promise you.
And every time somebody represents them, there's a full media campaign, putting that person in front, and they crusade for that person.
Like I said,
and that person's group. So
I mean, I'm willing for anybody to come on this panel and tell me I'm wrong, because if you run your household and you go up to wherever you got to go get some, let's say you go to the store, your household sent you to go get certain stuff done. You don't come back. Your household ain't want to hear, well, things got changed. No, they said, we sent you as our representative. Now, the thing about it is, it sucks because no matter how many times this man has dropped the ball for our minority group. Now, understand as women, they felt more empowered. There are now more black women movements than ever.
Oh, yeah.
There are.
Black Lives Matter also. That's a woman's movement.
Yeah, I never understood why black men get with Black Lives Matter. Y'all can go pull up the Black Lives Matter, group. There is nothing on there about black men.
I mean, they'll say like a lot of the things they say indirectly is for black men, but nothing to lay out and specify something specifically for black men, black fathers. Nope. And you want me to go ahead and say it, hetero black men. There's nothing there for us.
Nothing on there. Nothing on there. Nothing. Yet I'm supposed to be so willing to serve and be happy. Mind you, this is me as a black veteran. There were more black military. There were more veterans being kicked out the military since this president has been in office. Him making a statement, well, military, they make too much money. Well, hold the hell up. The military makes too much money. I work longer hours than most civilians. Some people get to go home. I don't get to go home. I've missed plenty of my children's birth. I missed plenty of things in my life. I missed many years of my marriage because of this black man. There's a reason why like I said, there's a lot of things. This is why a lot of veterans did not like Obama. A lot of our budget, a lot of our funding got cut. Y'all can say, well, that's military. You signed up for that. No, I signed up so that way I could provide for my family. That was the main thing. There have been more black servicemen that have done more courageous things for this country, and their names go unnoticed on the wall. Tuskegee Airmen, the 104th Infantry Division that stormed many walls. There's a lot of black people who have done many things for the country. And the one thing that we look for you to actually step up to the plate and actually do something for us, we didn't get shit. You normally had a Klansman as a senator in the office with you, and you're gonna say, I like his book, I like him. When you got a president that actually starting to take sides on racism, that's a problem. How can a mulatto or a black man, half white, half black, take sides on racism when you both? You can't do that.
Well, I mean, he did play himself up to be a black candidate.
Right.
I mean,
how do you do that, Kev? Come on now. Again, y'all, like I said, people ain't gonna like this video, but we're putting out the stuff that he put out. This is a vent of frustration. This is why you saw so many black men, even though that they didn't like Republicans like that, but I started seeing more black men come over to the Republican side. But they said, yo, the Democrats have failed me time and time again. Trump came in office, guess what? One of the things he took care of for black people the black men that they enjoyed, guess what? If the mother goes to court for child support, she has to prove now why she deserves that. And if she can't prove it, guess what? It gets reduced. Now the mother has to show up to court and prove after so long why wait, you want $100 extra? Well, I need it for this and that. Well, how much do you make, sir? Yes. And have you been paying it? Yes. Reduction. Ma'am, you need to go get a job. And if you cannot get a job within a certain amount of time, award this child from the state of Georgia to that man. You're seeing more men getting their kids now. You know, you've been seeing that on media, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because now we're holding black people accountable. You're seeing more men saying, I'm getting my kids. I like to see that. You don't have to like Trump. I ain't telling you to like him. But I'm telling us that we need to fight for policies that represent us and the need that we need.
Yeah, why wouldn't we? And why should it matter who it comes from? I mean, if it's to our benefit, then I agree.
I do agree. Listen. I was like I said, one of the things I've been seeing you out there, you've been advocating for the NFL. I said I wish that these brothers, they've been given, now mind you, the NFL paid them $100 million. That's how much the NFL paid them. How much was Odell Beckham's contract given to him as of late?
No, I couldn't tell you.
$190 million.
Wow.
You're telling me one football player that's not even part of the NFL Take a Knee coalition got paid more than 67 players? I think it's 67 or 77 players. I got to go look it up. Mind you, those players have to split up that money amongst themselves. If they do that, then they can't. If they do that, they can all be sued. Yeah. What is $100 million to a billionaire? One billionaire could pay that from a poker tonight. Black people, we don't probably know how to actually fight, voice for what we need. I believe. Go ahead.
Well, what we do is we look for someone else to do it. We look for saviors.
Yep. Preach.
Yeah, and then when those saviors disappoint us, then we want to act all poo-poo about, how they didn't, and when we should have just been proactive ourselves. Put feet to the ground ourselves, because we are well within our capabilities of doing that. We don't have to wait on everyone else to do that. And I think that or a lot of the disconnect with Obama goes is we just sat there and we just expected him to do it. And then that was one of my hangups. I expected him to do stuff because of, our race, our ethnicities, what he was advocating for when he was campaigning. Now, I will say this. Let me bring up Bernie Sanders for a second. Remember when Ta-Nehisi Coates, he said that thing about Bernie Sanders and reparation? Yeah. He was like, Bernie Sanders doesn't support reparations, so blah, blah, blah. I'm disappointed. What a lot of people don't realize is before Obama ran himself, he said the exact same thing about reparations. The exact same thing. He said that he didn't think that giving everybody a check would solve the problem. He said that he would rather see, industry come back, to create jobs, fixing the infrastructures, building up the neighborhoods that were run down due to poor socioeconomic conditions. Bernie Sanders said the same exact thing, but everybody was mad at Bernie for it. But they weren't mad at Obama for it. And granted, still, Obama didn't follow through.
Listen, like I said, I mean, these things about it, y'all can go look up these videos. Y'all can go look up these articles. Anything y'all want to challenge, y'all can go and look them up. Like again, like nobody made this man say this stuff. This man, he believed this stuff. Obama believes in socialism. He does. And that's what some of y'all know what socialism is. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the black community will not survive on socialism.
Survive, that's
we will not survive.
As far as survive, why wouldn't black people survive on socialism? Because they say that there's different kinds of socialism, and there was the quote unquote democratic socialism that Bernie Sanders was trying to push. Would you say that there are different socialism, or socialism is all the same? They just kind of try to dress it up and wrap it up in a pretty little blanket and try to make it seem like it's something good. And even then, do you think that if socialism doesn't work for blacks, what would work for blacks as an alternative to said socialism?
I would want to say, one, socialism has already been used on us before. I can tell you one of the first programs that I've seen it used was the No Child Left Behind. You remember that when the Clintons pushed that on public schools? Yeah. Where if you had some kids who are advanced, the teacher would keep on moving forward. But then they said, whoa. Those kids who are not paying attention aren't fast enough. You need to slow down until everybody gets to where they're at. So what you're saying is that
if my child is smarter and your child is behind, my child has to wait on your child to catch up. Correct. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Bullshit.
That's socialism. We all gotta wait. We all have to be equal.
That's socialism. That's your explanation.
Mind you, how many black children in schools have been starved out of education programs because they go off of the lower tier students? How many programs have been missed out? Mind you, they go off of giving certain schools equipment, funding by looking at your scores. You see what I'm saying? See that now back then if they knew that the student was not, listen, we know you ain't gonna get it. You dumb as a box of crayons. Like, you look at baloney and you be coloring it with a crayon. Like, nigga, we just can't help you. Like, after a while, the guidance counselor will come take you out of the classroom and take you and say, listen, how about we enroll you into night school? They used to enroll them into night school. They put them in night school, have them get their GED, which is just as good. And they try to go get them some general education, voc rehab jobs. They still make good money. We're not looking down on them, but you go at your pace. The black populace, the way how we built. Now everybody likes to bring up, well, we built Tulsa. We only built Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, because some of y'all won't know what that is, because we were forced to work together. The lazy with the hard workers. The dreamers with the builders. We were forced to work together. Now, the thing about it is, black people, whether you believe it or not, they live off of a capitalistic type of system. If you know how to hustle, if you know how to make your money, if you know how to do some type of trade, that's why you see so many that's why you saw so many black men know how to be hustlers. Selling cigarettes, CDs, juices. You see grandmas selling snacks to kids when they come home for quarters. We thrive off of a capitalistic system. Not to say we don't use socialism, because you're taking that doggone eMpTy, getting snacks and food that you don't need, and you selling it back to people. Capitalism is what black people know. You know, I mean, it's a system that we try to do. We can't really afford. I mean, I don't think, I'm gonna say this. We talk about the white man holding us back, But we never talk about the black people who have a superior advantage with money and access and resources that keep us dumb and ignorant. They'll tell you to be mad at a certain group of people. They'll tell you to boycott this and do that. But they won't tell their own children that. You'll see young Jeezy tell your sons about gang banging, X, Y, and Z, the hazardous lifestyle. You'll see 50 Cent sell you CDs, all that stuff. And mind you, you know the black youth, they're easily influenced what they'll believe in that, unless they have a proper guideline of a man in the household or some of a parent that said, listen, that ain't for you, son. That ain't gonna work. But see, their kids, they don't put their kids in your school. They ain't gonna put Jaden Smith and Willow in your school. No. Jaden Smith and Willow don't got shit to do with the way your kid grew up. This ain't Pursuit of Happiness. You ain't gonna never see no rapper put their kids in a public school. Fuck that. No, they won't. Their kids go to the nice schools, but they don't have to worry about drugs and gang banging and all that crazy stuff. That's the lifestyle they came from, but they ain't gonna put their kids in. But they'll keep on telling you and your family about living that lifestyle. That's keeping it real. Mind you, I remember on the House of T.I. or whatever his show called, his kids were wearing prep uniforms, going to a prep school. But what did T.I. build? A trap museum.
Yeah, I found that extremely absurd.
Again, like I said, this is stuff. Like I said, this is stuff that we see, that we deal with, that we got to understand, that we got to call out as black men. Black men, there's not much stuff that it's like when a black man actually speaks and tells, like, listen, I'm not using emotion. I'm speaking just facts on what we see. Y'all say he's out of pocket. He's disingenuous. He's a hater. It comes from a place of hate, or a hurt. Yes, I am hurt. I don't, like I said, main thing I can say positive about Obama, I'm glad that you had a family. But I understand it'd have been weird, being the first single black male stag up there in the White House. That'd been pretty interesting to see. I wouldn't know who would be the first lady. But hey, that's what went on to happen. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I know we have another guest here, so I'll let them talk. I didn't mean to talk too much.
Well, yeah, we do have other guests. I don't even know. We have Brandon. Can you hear? Brandon.
Hey, my bad. Yeah, I've been listening. I've just been trying to get out of work.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need more time, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you.
All right. Yeah. I had to go through a whole bunch of ordeals, but I was listening for the most part.
Okay. So how you doing tonight?
Cold out in these cold ass Philadelphia streets.
Can imagine. Okay. Just Brandon. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What you do, and just give your thoughts on what was discussed. The first question I asked Joe was when Obama was first elected. How did you feel? As a person, and then how did you feel? Did you feel differently towards the end of his presidency? Just basically giving us a scope on what you think what his legacy was to you.
Oh man, when Obama got hired, when he became the president, it was a whole thing, and the whole world was blowing up. Niggas was running around, Obama is president. Woo! We got a black man in office. They screaming and doing a whole bunch of shit. Young Jeezy came out with a song talking about my president is black, my Lambo is blue. It was great.
Yeah, I heard that shit all day.
It was a feeling that you just couldn't describe. But the longer that his presidency went through, the less I started to believe that there was going to be a change. The less I started to believe that he was going to actually do something for a black man. And the more I started to realize that he was really, he did what he was supposed to do. He came in, He was the token black president. He was their affirmative action hire, the one that they put in place to kind of give a misdirection for black people. And he didn't do shit for us. He did it for every single body but us. Every group but us. He did stuff a whole bunch for the lesbians, the gay black, the gay transsexuals, the Spanish people. Handed out reparations to everybody but black people. I mean, he was a complete letdown, but that's what he was designed to do. I think he was a bit of misdirection for us.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. See, let me see if I can get up a question for you. Okay. Yeah. I also asked, was there anything that you liked that Obama did? Like anything at all? Because here's the kind of person I am. I never am 100% for you, but then again, I'm never 100% against you. Unless, of course, you're just some kind of murderous, rapey, racist kind of, bad person. So, is there anything that you like that he did?
I like that he wasn't a mumble mouth president. I like that he didn't go in there and he was an eloquent speaker. So, I felt like that was a plus on for all black people because they kind of, you got some old white people say, oh, well, colors can talk. They got to be half white, but they got some sense about themselves as opposed to, the president before and the president after. C's get degrees is all I could say. It's kind of sad we have a jackass now, but to be honest with you, not much has really changed for black people.
No, not for real. I mean, if you look at if you look at each president, like maybe their policies were kind of different, but like as far as black people as a whole, it's pretty much been consistent, and that consistency really isn't all that good.
What I say is under Billy C, they played him off as the first black president. And he was going in there and changing up all kind of laws, getting black people locked the hell up and getting us thrown away by him and his wife, calling us super predators. We had the real black president come in, and somehow more black people have been killed under his watch than the damn civil rights era.
Mm.
The police was putting foot in little black babies' asses, and he just sat there quietly, content.
Yeah,
But I also feel like that's on black people too.
Yeah,
black people knew the power of our vote and what we had, and we lobbied, and we actually went to try and get shit done instead of begging for white people for help. It'd be a whole bunch of different. But as it stands, everybody wanted him to get in, and didn't want to do nothing after that. So I can see it as a two-way street.
Yeah. Excuse me for a moment. Joe, you still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here, man.
Yeah. Does anyone else have the ability to send anybody else links? Because I don't even know why that I'm doing it right. Because there's another guy that's trying to come on this panel.
I don't think I can send links to you because you're. You can drop it in there. You can drop it in their email, or if you have them come to the chat. You can just tell them to send you their shoot, I don't know how they. I mean, if you send it to their email, they should be able to join you. That's all it is.
Because I haven't really.
Yeah, there was another guy here. There was another guy here too.
Say what?
There was another guy here. I think there was like another guy here.
Brenton, but Brenton, he dropped off. I don't even know if he's still here. Maybe he had something he had to do, but I mean, he has the link. He can rejoin the call at any time. Like that's how they do. You can leave the call and join back when you're on the hangout.
Yeah. I'll probably say because I ain't find no fault with the brother said earlier. Again, one of the things that we got to own up to is, and this is something I want to tell black people: politics ain't gonna fix the black community anymore. I gotta let y'all. Black people, if you listen to this, Politics ain't gonna fix the black community. We too far past that. We're too far past gone with that. What we need is at a genetic level. It's at a genetic level. And what I mean by genetic level, it's the first law or the first premier government is the home. Let me say that again. You see, before any other race learned the American government, they learned the home government. I mean, I want your brothers to understand that. When is the last time that y'all seen men in the home laying down the law? You don't. So how can you have that fear and that respect for the police when they say, listen, stop? Well, you ain't never. If your father said stop, you stop. Because you knew that you were not gonna, you ain't gonna argue with that immovable force, or your ass will be on that damn ground. We got to understand that black people are looking, again, I did a show about that. Black people are looking for that damn Jesus. They're looking for that savior to absolve them of all the bullshit. Like there's supposed to be some type of reset button. And they thought it was going to be with Obama. But the thing about it, we forgot that it was one thing getting the man in office. It was up to us to go do the work.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And a part of that was, and a part of that, and I don't know if you agree with that, is pushing for, local enforcement.
Correct.
Of our, even if we didn't get the politician that we exactly want, all it takes is putting feet to the ground and making it happen. And, like I said, I think I said it about 5 minutes ago, we always look for someone else to do this shit. And you always, and when you do that, you're always going to be disappointed because these people aren't 100% reliable. Period. They're always, it seems like the people that we rely on and we expect to do for us are going to serve their interests first.
I agree with you.
Unless we decide to get together as a collective and get some of the things that we want done, we cannot rely on one man or one individual to do it for us.
I want to say this. One of the biggest things was when Obama got in office, if black people were truly serious, we would have been in droves trying to get jobs as police officers, EMS, medical students. We would have been trying to get jobs that move and bump the city. Y'all brothers get what I'm saying? We would have see, you want to put your people in positions of power. That's how you truly get your influence. That's what the Jews and that's what the Armenians, that's what people, when the immigrants come over, they get their people in positions of power. Y'all can't say we.
So here's my take. I don't necessarily believe black people had to go out and become police officers or medical doctors, which is a good idea, good ideology. But I think more so than that, black people need to pull together their economic power. And once we have an economic power, we can change a lot more than being a couple of police officers on the force. We can move mountains because we're putting out the money and we're putting grease in these politicians' hands, making these laws and things change. As it stands now, what do? We ask for handouts. We ask for help. Hey, you see they beating us. Please help us. Please. We're going to stand out here and march all day. But nobody's coming out putting money and saying, hey, listen, if y'all don't do this shit, then we're going to make sure that our business doesn't come to you. If we do, it's for a day. It's for 2 days. It's never for a whole year. It's never for a month. We shut it down and we don't fuck with you until you get shit correct. I think once we get our economic sense together, then a lot is going to change for the community as a whole.
I would respond to the reason why, and I'm gonna say this as, I've never seen a broke black conservative. I've never seen one. The reason why I don't believe in collective money anymore, because if you want me to put my money with your money, then that means you must be doing the same thing I'm doing. That's how it works. That means you're equally financially stable. And if you're financially stable, if you're in that type of predicament, then there's no need you would need my money like that. because you're moving you're pulling your own weight. So I don't have to do that. But now if you want to meet me at a table, you see, that's how you push power. See, the thing about it, when we keep talking about let's put our money together, first of all, I'm gonna ask you, well, what job and what access to networking do you have? This is how you move. This is how power works. You want to ask the man to the left or right? Well, what do you do? Oh, well, I have my own restaurant. Okay, you got your restaurant? Well, guess what? I own a few vans. What if I lend you a van or two and you can pretty much move your food around the city? Okay. Then after you do that, when we get enough money, how about we open up a catering delivery service when we get up enough money? See, right there, what we just did was I just took my business and you took your business. But I had to have a job and you got to have a job where we got that type of power. It was time and time again, all we hear is black people saying, hey, give me money, give me money. That's all we hear them saying, give me money. And we've been doing that for churches. We've been doing that for all these stuff. Obama just came to black people and said, hey, it'd be nice if you donate this money. But guess what? We donating money. We ain't see shit done yet. We always paying out people. We always giving black people some type of foundation or some type of all this stuff. That don't work no more.
That's because we're going for the okie doke when we pay out. When we pay out, who do you pay out to? Just like you said, we pay out to the church. 90% of them churches aren't doing shit for the black community. They're giving their money. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm saying, well, don't give your money to the church then.
Right.
Put yourself in a position where you don't have to go to nobody else, but they come to you.
Right. But this is what I'm saying when I'm saying black economic vote apply. So if you all have your businesses and you commune as a community, I'm not necessarily saying, hey, I got to help you with your business to get you a truck or to do this, but I sell bread. You looking for bread? Come on over to me. I'm going to make sure that my price is accurate, affordable, and we moving together. And as you become a community of a bunch of different buyers, you can then go and enforce change. Now, when I say black people is always giving their money away to these people like the churches and these Yellow Haiti where they was robbing a whole bunch of black people, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is you put your money together and you sponsor a politician to go and get what you want for your community done. Just like all these white people are doing, just like these Latinos are doing. What they coming with money in hand, buying politicians and telling them what they need done. When they give them that money, they shit gets done.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. On saying that. You go to a Latino, let's say like right now I'm in South Carolina. Right now, if you go to a Latino community, they have it locked down tight. When I say that is you see a two-parent household predominantly. You see that. You go to Walmart on Sundays, you'll see them walking together. Kids, like 5 kids deep. You see them having jobs. You got to have a job. You got to have something going for yourself. I'm not about, and it's nothing against anybody, but I'm not going to put my hand into something. Black people are more proficient at tearing down stuff than actually building stuff. Because if you don't build it, you don't give a fuck about tearing it down because you never put no money.
But here's the problem. We can't have the mentality of black people just ain't going to be shit, ain't going to do shit. Oh, well, we just stuck.
It's not a mentality. It's not a mentality. It's just that, like, when we say, well, when we bring up Tulsa, Oklahoma, as some people like to do, did we do that willingly? Or was it because of Jim Crow? That's why we worked together. Because we had Jim Crow.
It was prior to this whole nonsense of, okay. And I'm not a big Martin Luther King fan, but it was before this whole nonsense of integration, we moving together. No. Black people needed to get their shit together as a whole, as a unit, by themselves, and then come to the table like everybody else. As it is now, we in here trying to put black crayons into the red crayon box, into the blue crayon box, and they looking at us going, "What you doing here, nigga?"
Now again, I got to quote: did black people put Obama in office, or did white people do?
Honestly, I think it was black people came out and voted because black people don't know, the power they vote. But and black president, of course, every black person was gonna vote. But really, in reality, it was white people.
Okay. Now I'm gonna be like I try to tell black people. A lot of black people always believe that. Oh, if we don't vote, then they don't get nothing. First of all, George Bush won the election without hardly no black votes. If you really know how to play the game, you really don't need black people anymore. Honestly, black people, we're not even the biggest majority anymore. We don't have money like that. But those who put themselves in the financial aspect, mind you, it was fun. It was kind of funny when Cardi B got on there and said, "Yo, why have I been voting Democrat? I'm losing tax money. I need to go talk to these Republicans about how they're keeping their money." She got on Instagram. Now, Cardi B did. Now, that was funny. Cardi B, of all people, got on there, was talking about people like, "Yo, why am I going to give money to y'all? And my taxes are, y'all eating up my taxes." See, the thing about it, this is why I try to tell, I agree that black men, we need to find a way to work together. But I'm not going to, I cannot put my hand in a pot with men that are not putting anything in the pot that's counterproductive of what I'm doing. Again, I don't ever hear any other race telling their children to come back to fix the community. You don't hear that with the Asians. You don't hear that with the white people. You don't hear no white people saying, "Go back to the trailer park to fix the trailer park." You don't hear them saying that.
Hold on. Sorry. Yeah. No, they're not saying come back to fix the community. They're saying help the community thrive. I don't know a culture that's not telling this community to help its own out. I've never. That's a foreign concept to me. Black people, they want to get out, but at the same time, this is what I'm talking about. You need to come back and invest your money into the city, maybe not to the city, but you need to put a couple. If you have the position to put a couple black people on, then you need to put a couple black people on. And I'm not saying just put any old black person. Put the black people that come in there and qualify and work hard and get the grind on. But as from that, you're going to expand, and you have a whole network of people who have trained under you, trained with you, and you can go to this person and this person, and you then have a block to make change. As it stands now, niggas and they own, like I just pulled in my community. It's a whole black neighborhood. We got we're gonna go with a Indian American store at the corner. We got an Asian spot on the Chinese food on the other corner, and I think a Spanish store on the other corner. So on 3 out of 4 corners, it's non-black owned.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now it's funny because, and this is why I'm glad you brought up the businesses, because there's a story of a black restaurant owner that served Trump's son. He catered to Trump's son some food. Who do you think is boycotting him? Black people. Though he employs predominantly black people, though he feeds predominantly black people. This man has had his restaurant open since segregation, but black people are boycotting him. We can pull up another instance of the Asian store. We've been seeing a lot of Asian stores been beating the crap out of black women. And I believe, Kev, I'm sure you saw the video that I went on. I'm pretty sure you probably did one too. Now, you have black men who are out there boycotting that store. What were the black women doing?
They were in line.
In line.
On that video.
Hello?
Yeah. They were in line to go to the store. They were actually cursing out the black men.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and it was appalling.
They were cursing them out, threatening them.
Yeah, you know what even more appalling than that? You had a lot of social media defense for those women.
Okay. I'm glad we see where I'm going here. So it seems like the ones who stayed and actually tried to change something have all got burned. Just about. This ain't no 80s film. I know black people say, well, again, this is the no child left behind syndrome in the black community. Because I'm not going to tell somebody who can make it or who can thrive that you have to come back to Sodom and Gomorrah and pull somebody out. I'm not going to do that. Because everybody has a fair ticket to get out. Mind you, the New York Police Department told Daniel Hernandez, Tekashi 6ix9ine, that listen, you made a lot of money. you and all your friends could have got out of that lifestyle. You chose to go into that and bring more people into that lifestyle. So you get what you get. They could have done stuff. They could have fixed up stuff. They didn't have to sell drugs. At some point, as Black people, we got to take accountability. I'm not gonna. I get how someone would say, "Hey, I want to see Black people." Listen, I quit trying to redeem Black people. I quit trying to redeem Black people. I'll go to the school, and if I see some kids trying to do something, like go to STEM, want to learn about apps, computers, whatever, I don't mind talking to the children. Because honestly, listen, nobody's really trying to talk to Black adults anymore. They're going after our children now. That's what they're going after, because they understand that y'all didn't after the civil rights, y'all just fight. Now you got the Hispanic, the Latino families. They're using the same talking points that the Black families of the civil rights movement were using. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it is.
They're using the same talking points about Dr. King, Malcolm X, all this shit. I'm like, hold up. I didn't see y'all niggas in Roots. I didn't see y'all niggas in Color Purple. But y'all using the same shit that we were talking about.
Yeah, I ain't see y'all getting bitten in the ass by dogs either.
I sure enough didn't see y'all asses getting beat and stomped down Selma. So all of a sudden, everybody knows how to use our. You know why they use it? You want to know how they know how to use our shit? Because they understand that. Listen, you got to crawl. I understand that it sucks because Black people. I'm not going to take that from the brother who came on who said, "Yo, we need to get that. We need that money power." But it would be more impressive. Like if y'all go ahead, I want you to Google Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn, Michigan is run by Islam, by Muslims, not the Muslim nation. And actually, I can use the Nation of Islam. When a brother gets out of prison, and he's part of the Nation of Islam, what do? They don't give him money. They put him to work. They get him a job. They get him a place to stay. They keep his mind focused and disciplined. Hey, brother, get yourself a job. Let me put you to work. Make sure you show up to services. Do what you need to do. And then after that, then you could probably take a younger brother under you to mentor. But see, they got him getting a job first. See, this is why I be trying to but understand the only way how the Nation of Islam can do that is because they have positions of authority where they can command and have those type of jobs. This is why I said, listen, y'all tired of the white police officer beating your ass? Get some Black cops from that same area. Let them police their own damn streets. By the time the white cops get to goddamn a white neighborhood, you already got a whole goddamn white militia playing like they Rainbow Six, trying to shoot that one damn kid. There's a reason why you don't ever see no riots be going into the white neighborhoods. Those motherfuckers waiting for that shit. They ready to play Call of Duty. There's a reason why, listen, you don't see Black school shootings, but we shoot up goddamn basketball courts and family functions. What the fuck? Everybody wants to say we having a race war, but I don't see nobody popping off at white people.
A race war?
Yeah, they say that dumb shit, but we ain't popping off at no white people. We shoot at ourselves first. Let you say something about, listen, Black men, you can go date anybody else outside of your race. Oh, I can't believe you Black men saying that dumb shit. Hold up, but y'all Black women like Barack Obama. Y'all didn't raise that nigga. A white woman did. Y'all didn't raise Colin Kaepernick. A white woman did. Y'all like Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan don't like y'all Black asses. He likes white people. He literally said that I want to play nothing but white roles. Yeah, he plays most of his roles are daddy self-inflicted issue roles in movies. You don't believe me? Fantastic Four, Creed. I mean, shit, we can keep going.
Black Panther. Come on now. Kev, you know we movie junkies, bro. What are the odds that every movie he plays in, it's a Black boy with some type of self-inflicted issue at home? Yeah, by the way, have you seen Creed 2 yet?
Bro, I'm gonna go see it, bro. I heard it was a good movie. We got to do a review on it.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna go see it tomorrow and probably end up doing a review on it. But by the way, me and Joe are working on developing an anime review channel. Just stuff we like to talk about, tech, video games, pop culture things. So we'll keep y'all up to date on the launch of that. I'm actually working on a couple of reviews right now. Did the talk, stuff, community stuff. We got our pages for that, but we're gonna have a page for that too. So we'll keep you guys posted.
Mm-hmm.
But
we do have this problem.
It's funny you brought up the whole daddy issue thing. What do you think about Obama's recent statement of he said that the two biggest problems in the country right now are racism and people with mommy issues. What do you think?
Wow, and that's from a man who didn't have a father in his life. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? That's contradictory. Hello, where was Obama's daddy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they keep saying he was born to a Kenyan man, but they keep saying he's Kenyan born, but he was born in Honolulu, Hawaii.
How do you be born in two different countries?
Yeah.
The fuck? Was he an Avenger? I'm just saying, like, where the fuck do we do this at? I mean, like I said, man, I'm for what the brother was saying, that we need to get our economics together, but it would be so amazing. And it would be so amazing if we have the position. Again, we have the position. And to have the position, that means we have to get people, we have to start producing people to take these slots. We don't have we don't have that many sheriffs. Why is it that when black people start getting in positions of authority, a lot of them don't come back to the black community?
No, in fact, they try to spend more time trying to impress the people who gave them these positions of authority than, trying to actually help, bring some help to our community. Like I would say, like an example of this would be the black cop. Now, not all black cops are bad. I've known, like, for real, being in Montgomery, Alabama, I've known some pretty cool black guys that were cops, but that one time I got arrested and the one or two times I got profiled in that place, it seemed to me that it was the black cop that was more adamant and jumped up and was very, cheerful about, saying, when I got arrested, finding that little weed on me. It just seemed like he was more happier than normal to take a brother to jail. But that was just trying to elaborate on what you were saying about it does seem like every time a black person gets in a position of success or they get in a position of authority, then all of a sudden they forget they're one of us.
What I'm saying is this, and I agree with the brother, that imagine if we had our own things going on in our community. Like, hey, I'm going to start up a clinic. I'm like, my wife is a CNA. I told her, what if I rent out a house with veterans and you go and you do your job right in that house? I just provided a job where she can work there and other CNAs can come there and do their job. You see what I just did? Now, if more men were to just do that, where we just provide our own shit and let it build up, then that house can become a facility. Now, I understand that when we talk about collecting, putting our money together, but we've done that time and time again. Okay. So we've done that. And what happened
without any money being put into the facility?
No, well, guess what? I got my own money. I see, the thing about it, I put 8 years of my life, 8 years and plus of my life in the military, so I can go get that house. And I can go right to the VA.
You can go get you a facility set up with all the necessities, everything you need, the employees and everything, without help from either another black brother or a white man.
Yeah, I could do that without another black brother, but I put myself in position to ascertain and gain those resources. I work for that. So because I work for that, does not mean, listen, just because we're black does not mean we all have to work together. We have Barack Obama. Barack Obama wasn't trying to meet with other black leaders of the community and say, hey, how can we help you get your schools up? He wasn't doing that shit.
Actually, he did in Chicago, but that's
Oh,
neither here nor there.
Chicago. Then wasn't there record shooting killings when I was probably like trying to figure out, yo, what's going on?
I never said he wasn't flawed, but my point is he didn't.
No.
What I'm saying is, if you can go out and you can go spend $100,000+ to get you a clinic running in a neighborhood, then that's the situation you need to do. But when you create that clinic, you create a source of funds for the community, and you should be going within that, the black community, to replenish the stuff that's going on in your clinic. Black doctors, black lawyers, that's money circulating. You have black patients coming in, that's money circulating. You need medical supplies, you need to go through a black vendor. All of this is circulating through the community, making the community that much stronger.
I got a question. Why is it that we keep telling ourselves that we only got to do black only? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, here, I'm gonna use YouTube for instance. And me just trying to do only black only topics or cater to predominantly just black men only, that shit sucks. I'm gonna say it like I see, and I could talk it, but I got 11K subscribers. Kev has seen the shit that I put out. Black men do not support black men like that unless they feel like it's on some type of fuckery. When it's stuff with actually stuff talking about building shit, nobody gives a fuck. But let it be some ratchet shit talking about how to get some ass. Let it be on the niggatry level, on nigganomics. That's when they give a fuck. That's really when they
told me a long time ago.
Huh?
Being a man is not going to be easy. So nothing that you do as a man is going to be a cakewalk. When you get out and you run your business, you're not going to be the first black person to run a black-owned business that's supplied by black people, that's funded by black people. You have to keep pushing. I understand there's niggas out here who going to look at you and say, yeah, I'd rather go with a white man for that. I'd rather go to this man for that.
It's not I'd rather go with the white man. I'd rather just open my source to everyone. Everyone and anyone. Fine. I'm not going to just be just.
I'm not saying exclude people from there, but when you have a choice in business, your choice needs to be okay. So let me say it like this, so there's no misunderstanding. Mm-hmm. Your choice needs to be quality first, right? So let's say you're importing in something, it needs to be quality, whatever you get. Now, if you have two people that are parallel quality, one is white, one is black, same price, who are you going with?
And they both have the same quality?
Same quality, same price. One's black, one's white, Asian, something.
I could get a black person. That's fine.
Your first choice should be the black person. Now, I'm not saying, you go to a motherfucker who's got the shit that might have been falling off the back of the truck and a suspect and he got a funky attitude, always late. I'm not saying for that, but your business need to be geared towards black people, black businesses, and strengthen the community. Now, it's not going to be 100% every time, no. But if you could do it with the intent and the aim, and you were constantly pushing to get black businesses going, bring up black businesses in the community, it's going to be a strong community. Tulsa, Oklahoma didn't get that way by just, hey, listen, I got to look out for myself.
Tulsa, Oklahoma was forced to work together. They had no choice.
And we are forced to work together currently.
Where they at now? They're not what they're used. They're not like that. They're not no big city like that.
Yeah, they got shut the fuck down by white supremacists. But we are forced in this position right now to do it. You think we just gonna keep going at the rate we're going and not just basically go back into slavery? I mean, we're damn near there already.
We're not at no slavery. There's nobody at no slavery level. We could stop that. I'm Geechee and Gullah. I can tell you right now, like my people, we bought our land. We did deals. Hell, some of the slave masters, we cut their heads off and wrote parchment paper of our diaries.
What about the rest of the country where the kid is getting up in the morning, going to school? They send his ass off to suspension just to prepare her from jail. He go from there to jail because school didn't really give a fuck about him.
Now, wait. I got a question. You said a child?
Yeah, a child.
They just put a kid in just suspension, just to put him in suspension.
Okay, so we know as black men, anything that you can do in front of a white person is tinted with a dark gray on it. It's already going to be suspect. So black children are getting put in special academic programs and being suspended at higher rates than white children. It's not because we're innately evil. It's because we don't get the same racial shorthand that they get. If most teachers are white women, period, point blank.
I got a question. Are the parents going to the school?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that?
Are the parents going to the school?
Parents go to the school, yeah.
Then it wouldn't even get to that level. It would not
What
get
makes
to
you think it hasn't gotten to that level?
because
So
I'm an
saying
active
every time
parent.
a black parent,
No. I'm an active
you are
parent.
an active
And I
parent.
listen, before it gets to that suspension, if the teacher, mind you, teachers have the parent's phone number if they can call the parent and pick up. I'm not sure if any of y'all have kids, which I know y'all should possibly have, but they will literally contact you and say, "Hey, this is going on." By then, you
what
can
do you
literally
do as a
set
parent?
up.
This is not all parents. And even so, there's parents that go up there and go fight the school tooth and nail, and their kids get kicked out of school, get put in situations because white supremacy.
White supremacy. White supremacy. See, that's the thing about. Let me go on this, man.
What's up, babe?
I gotta tell black people that supremacy card is only going to get you but so far in success.
So you saying it has no bearings and no? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm going through a lot. Talk. I'm listening to you.
That supremacy card is only going to take you but so far. I'm not going to tell my kids, beware of white supremacy. I'm not going to tell them something like that. Why am I going to tell them that you're already at a disadvantage? I hate when parents tell their kids, you are at a disadvantage because you're born black.
So what do you think that's going to do? I mean, it's the truth. I mean, some places you're going to go to, you're going to be treated differently because of the color of your skin. Or are you in disagreement with the way that it's worded?
I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to tell them that because I want them to go in knowing that, listen, you have the same amount of chances. If you bust your ass, you work hard. I can't refute that because I was homeless before. I've been through more stuff than I believe most of y'all on the panel have been through. I'm not asking for everybody's thing, but it was done to me more so by black people than white people. Not saying that I'm for white people, because I'm married to a black woman.
Yeah. And I'm not going to deny that we do live in a age that black people will throw up a roadblock, just to throw up a fucking roadblock.
But we don't. But see, we don't just train our kids. Like, what do poor white people tell their kids? Hey, watch out for white people. They'll fuck you up.
No, so I'm sorry. I had to take a little hiatus, but I heard pretty much everything. So I'm not under the mindset of you can't ever win, but you need to know what you're up against.
What are we up against? White supremacy?
The world. If nobody's told you that you're getting penalized, you're supposed to want the child to just figure this out on his own.
Wait. I get it. Why do we only tell our kids watch out for white people? Well, we don't tell them watch out for Jorge. We don't tell them watch out for Ahmad. We don't tell them watch out for Kazim. Why do we only tell them watch out for white people?
I never said anything against that.
But you said white supremacy at school.
Okay.
I think maybe what he's trying to say is, maybe what he's trying to say is that one of the things that we do have to watch out for is white supremacy. I don't think just white supremacy, because that's one thing. That's one decision I've made in raising my daughter. I'm going to tell her to look out for certain things. If it's white supremacy, but also to look at the person that's like sitting next to you, because I've had problems with I've had a lot of problems with my own skin color than with white people sometimes.
This is what I'll say when I say white supremacy, I mean the full umbrella of white supremacy. Now, when you said Ahmad is usually a white man with an Arabic accent. If they ain't pissed off him about the Taliban, he's asserting his white supremacy over you because typically they're white. They're classified as white. Most what is it, the Caucasus Mountains? That's right in that area. From Iran, from Iraq, them is white people. Latinos, George Zimmerman, white man. Oh, but I'm Latino. No, he's a white man. Then you have Sheriff Joe Clark's.
Yeah, George Zimmerman was a white man?
So are you going on phenotype?
No, that's a white man.
What?
That man is a white man. He's a white Latino.
Zimmerman's he's Latino, man.
Latinos are white. There's white Latinos.
There's white Latino, but they still.
Well, that still pretty much hasn't got him. Him whatever Latino party has, that hasn't stopped him from signing autographs for white supremacy.
Yeah.
Sheriff Joe's out here being a mascot for white supremacy. It's all under the umbrella. You have pet coons. You have motherfuckers who want to assert their dominance over us. Because at the end of the day, who they gonna pick over us? They gonna pick the white Latino or the black man?
Now you said for the black. Now you said for the black people. You were saying build our economics first. Now,
be on code and build. Be on code.
No. Okay, now, but I always keep hearing about this. Be on code for black people. I always hear about this. Be on code for black people. And I ask the question: how well has this code served the black community? How well has this code really been served?
Who's been
the
on
code? Is just rhetoric.
Yeah, okay. But who's been on code? 2 years, have we as a whole really been out there and holding up for black people? No, not really.
But see, there's that thing that I keep hearing. We, like a collective. I keep hearing we. There's that collective, and that collective will tell me go to church and serve Jesus and keep giving that pastor that money. That collective keeps telling me that collective saying vote Democrat. That collective saying that hey, hold on, but I'm saying that's the collective. You let a black person say I'm a black Republican conservative, they look at you crazy, like you got leprosy. You look at you hear a black person say, "Listen, I don't take part in certain things." They call you coon and sellout. Let a black man show up with a white woman. Watch how quick he get attacked. Let a black woman show up with a white man. Look how they freak out sometimes. Like it amazes me. We keep saying about this code shit, and I mean, and like again, we talked about the black codes, which I don't know why we keep going by them because they came from a racial background. So I don't know why we keep using the black codes.
If you're talking about the black codes in the southern states post-slavery during Reconstruction,
Kev, you know you do your history, but the black codes have done nothing good for any black person down here. That's why I say I don't. That black codes. That saying that down to a southern person, they're like, whoa, but stay on black code. When they say stay away from the police, only reason we say stay away from the police was we knew at the time the police were the Klansmen. So that's why we weren't getting close to them. I'm not going to refute that. But then again, I'm like, why aren't we trying to get our people in the police department so that way we can have our own people police our department? You don't have to worry about if you see your son and your nephew rolling up in a squad car towards a doggone domestic violence scene. So you don't worry about somebody getting shot.
So you think that if we have a bunch of black police officers run by a white man, ultimately, you think that there's going to be a big difference and all the black people's going to say, well, you know what? No, they would have to be on code for that to happen.
And I think by him saying on code, I think on code and I think our understanding of black code is two different things. Mm-hmm. I think the on code he's talking about is, basically beating your chest and putting your fist up and saying, hey, you know what, we're black. This is our understanding. We're all trying to make things better for black people as a whole. I think where Joe is coming from is that it is getting people on code. It's going to be on that kind of code is going to be a big ass problem because of what we observe in our everyday lives.
That's because we're allowing the culture to be dictated by white folks. We don't have a standard at all for black people at all. What is the standard for black people right now? What? Oh yeah, you could be a basketball player when you grow up if you play hard enough. We don't nurture minds. We have a whole bunch of women who are out here being thoughty.
It's dictated by white supremacy.
Correct.
Now,
a lot of the schools that we have, they unfairly treat our boys and our girls, and that dictates where we go. If you look at a black school district versus a white school district, what's the difference typically? It's always the same typical differences. Money's not there.
So we can
don't give a fuck.
So why don't now when it comes to that, one, whenever I see a white school district, I see the parents putting shit ton of money into the school, and they are like very much well invested into those schools. If you putting money into the school, you want to know what the fuck's going on. You want to be there. Again, this is why I say Democratic run areas are piles of shit. All right, people just people
I'm not
send their
sure either.
kids. People
Democrat
send
or
their kids.
Republican.
People send their kids to school, not giving a fuck what goes on. Their kids. That's most times. Some kids. That's the most time they eat is at school. They worry about the latest trends, topics, being cool and popular. I can pull up stories where black teachers and students have gotten into fights as if they're grown men and women.
Yeah,
We can pull up that shit. So we ain't gonna. But we ain't gonna. Like I said, it starts at home.
You have money to start out with.
Huh?
High school district is normally way more in a better financial situation than a black school district is. 9 times out of 10.
I got a question. How much? I'm gonna ask y'all. Y'all don't have to give me the full amount. Have any of y'all? I'm just asking. Have any of y'all donated any money or been to the school to show any type of support this year?
Yeah, I used to run a program for the school, so we had kids coming in from the school and shit. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Thing about it is, it's gonna be what you make it. I didn't come up in the best school. But I had black fathers and black preachers that were there. If I didn't have, they took care of me. They kept me when I wanted to go in the parking lot and hang with those boys to smoke weed. They said, no, son.
So that right there is what part of the definition of what a code is. So you got black people on code. They looking out for the younger generation, pulling their coattails, saying, hey, listen, you ain't got to be on this. But we don't have that as a large structure in the black community.
You're saying that the older generation does not look out for the younger generation anymore? Well, they never did.
I never did. No, I won't say never did. But look, the generation prior to mine, and I'm right on the cusp, so I'm gonna say a lot of niggas from the civil rights generation gave the fuck up after the civil rights movement was over. They settled right on in, and they wanted us to be meek and humble and take an ass whooping for the cause. After the fact, I mean, what did they really do for us after the civil rights movement?
The thing about it is, and this is why I learned this. My daddy told me this one day. We were riding, and we dropped off something, and he said, "Son," we stopped at a stoplight, and he said, "Son, nobody owes you shit. Nobody's going to give you shit. Everything that you want, there's 2 streets. You could take the street of building your own legacy, or you could take the street of waiting for handouts. Well, if you wait for handouts, you're gonna be like, you can sit at this bus station right here, and you can wait for that bus of salvation to come and pick you up. See, the problem is we're waiting for other black people to come in and do the shit for us. I stopped doing that shit a long time ago. I learned if I wait for the next black man, I'll never get my shit done.
But this is what I'm saying to you. Everybody needs to have the mentality of you need to get up and push. Quit waiting on the bus. Get to walking.
Okay, now again, now you're getting. I think I might be converting you. So if you're agreeing with that,
I'm just saying from jump.
Okay. So if you're agreeing with that, then the collective mindset doesn't work because everybody loved "This Is America" until they found out that at first nobody black was really fucking with Childish Gambino. Me and Kev, you saw how that shit went down, Kev.
Where?
No, the minute they saw that damn white girl standing right by him, he pushing the stroller, people freaked the fuck out. Niggas didn't know how to fucking act.
That's an old. I don't know, because I've been rocking with dude from day one. I just like the music.
I've been hearing about him for quite some time. When I finally listened to him,
I fuck with him. But do you think a brother like Childish Gambino was accepted by the black community the way he was?
Yeah.
Or the Dave Chappelle's?
And that's something that kind of has to be addressed. You know, how we treat each other.
But this is what I'm saying. This is the standard issue. The standard issue is if you're not on some thug life type shit, or if you're not on some hustle, grind hard, Jeezy type lyrics, then you're not acceptable in the black community.
But hold up. But see, this is what I'd be talking about. Because the Gambinos, the Chappelles, the quirky dude that's not accepted by, the culture. Those be the motherfuckers that be making moves and getting the fuck out. Those be the dudes who be keeping their head in the book that don't be going to the doggone games and shit. So when they But I'm not going to tell them, hey, you need to come back and do one for the. No, I'm not going to tell you that shit, bro. But the culture didn't do shit for you. You worked your hard on sweat and got your ass out.
So your suggestion is if you get up and you're able to surpass the limiter, to move on, don't look back. That's what you're saying?
You damn right. Listen, my thing is I'm not telling you to contribute to the fuckery in the clown show.
And I'm not saying contribute to the fucker. I'm cold out here. I'm sorry. You're going to have to I'm freezing the shit.
No, brother. Get in your car. Put on the heat in your car, man. We ain't trying to listen. I don't want you down with no damn. 3 blocks away. We thank you for coming. This is a good talk.
But what I'm saying is regardless of, whatever your situation is, don't contribute to the fuckery, but you got to elevate. You got to elevate your people.
See, well, who are my people?
Black people.
See, that's the thing again. Where, well, if you're black, I need to elevate you. No, I'm not gonna. No. Hey, I elevate who's in my circle.
Hey, can I interrupt y'all for a second?
Go ahead, Kev.
Just wanted to, this is off subject, but just wanted to point out that during this broadcast, I did break 300 subscribers. I'm at 302 right now. So, yeah, so thank you very much. I look forward to continued growth. So I just wanted to say that for a moment, and and once again, thanks for thanks for you guys coming on the panel to have this conversation with me. Also, thank Brent who attempted, but he was having technical difficulties. So and also to the ones that's trying to get on the panel, but we couldn't quite get you on. We're still trying to work out the kinks and the quirks. So future broadcasts will be better. So all right, so let's continue with our conversation. Sorry, fellas. Do y'all remember what y'all talking about?
No. What we're trying to say is this, man. Right now, first of all, I get him saying that he's saying that I need to do things for black people. If I'm in that position, I'm gonna say that's false. I don't have to do nothing for black people. You're not entitled. Which black people understand. This is why we're so jacked up. Y'all keep believing this entitlement shit. Not every slave wanted to leave the plantation. Some people like their
own.
Not
every slave wants to leave the plantation, but I'm not telling you to drag slaves off the plantation.
We get that, but I'm saying just because I make it somewhere, oh wait, there's a black person and there's also a white person. I'm gonna choose that black person. No, I'm not going to choose that black person because they're black. I'm not. I run my own business right now. I don't listen. I'm not going to just choose black men because, oh, wait, y'all need jobs? Come on. Let's come get a job. I'm not going to do that. I stopped. I played that game. It didn't work out too well.
Well, I can give an example how that didn't work out too well for me either. I mean, it is funny that Joe says that because back in, I would say 2007, I was a culinary manager for a steakhouse. And I made it
go to Kevin's house for the cookout.
To hire black men, black people in those positions. So we had a change of regime, and meaning the guys over me, they left and other guys came in, and all of those people who I hired, who I gave jobs to. I mean, not all of them, some of them, like they gave their loyalty to the new regime coming in, which, just happened to be Caucasian. And it seemed like things became more difficult for me. And, one thing that I do often think about growing up is they say, be loyal to black, you black, you should think this way, you should think that day. Well, how about turning around and considering my blackness, seeing the black guy that is before you? How about you carry that attitude as well? It's like this whole blackness thing is people would rather you come to them and be black for them than for them to have to be black for you. And I don't understand that shit. So somebody can, if I'm just being bitter about things, then, somebody please tell me, but please somebody help me out with this whole black first thing, because I do get confused sometimes. Sometimes it's black first, and then sometimes it's like, what the fuck? I'm confused.
I'm gonna say this. Go ahead.
I'm against the idea of I can't, like, I'm out fuck you niggas, I'm out. I don't like the idea of that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that it's a nice dream. It's a nice dream that all Black people should want to work together. But it's a fictitious dream. It's a very fictitious dream because honestly, if you want to work together, then I only source to people that meet what I have and put out quality work. That would mean you would, instead of me putting my funds into you, you know, instead of me putting my funds in you because you're a Black man, how about you get the skills acquired for me to look at you? See, when it comes to the job, race should not even matter. It matters who's the man for the job, who's the best person. And we got to be real with ourselves. Like, if you truly want to, when it comes to business, I've seen more men give more backlash to Black superiors. Black men fight another man of power and authority. Why the fuck should I listen to you? Shit, you ain't nobody. Now, mind you, you want me to help you?
What's going on?
I mean, we gotta be for real. We look to the Obama Messiah, and look how that shit got him. I hope that should have been the greatest lesson for Black people. It wasn't no white supremacy stopping him, because he did executive orders for the shit that he wanted to get pushed through. Gay rights got pushed.
All right. Let me read some of these. Let me read some of these comments in the chat.
Go ahead.
So you know, we can let people know that they're included as well. Let me see. Terry comments. He made a comment about what led to the widespread use of body cams across the country? What led to policies being put in place on not being able to shut off cameras and penalties that can be accessed for doing? I think that was his defense of Obama, and you know, as far as what he did as far as the Black community. The realist RT too, and reinforced the point that we were just making. She says that I have helped so many Black folks only to be stabbed in the back. We've got to stop looking at skin color and look at the spirit of motivating these people. And she also said, man, either these folks are good or evil. Stop looking at race. Now, the two of you, how much do you agree with what she just said, the realist RT?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. After a while, like race in the business world or just workforce world, race stops to matter. It's all about quality, not about race. Like, understand this. Like, for Black people, if you want to truly start making your stamp in the world, again, me and you just talked about it not too long ago with that No Child Left Behind. That's socialism stuff. Yeah. Black people, we need to get away from this socialistic type of mindset that we gotta. Only way you can be successful if you pull up more people to make you successful. No. That's not how the game works. You find the people who are right for the job. You find the people that work right for the job that can do the job. That's what makes a successful team. Y'all see what happened to Jay-Z? Jay-Z used to have a lot of niggas around him. All the people from his old clique were with him. What happened to him when he was in the 90s when he was in Rockefeller?
Yeah, I'm talking.
He lost a position, didn't he?
Jazzo, Memphis Bleak.
They all fucked it up for him. That was the last time Jay-Z, you saw him took that last picture with them niggas. What did he do? Fire all them goddamn niggas. Fired all of them.
Yeah, he about fame now.
Fuck up. He said, fuck it. I learned you can't carry the team. They got to carry themselves at some point. Now, where he's at now.
Yeah, will you say the same thing happened to Disturbing the Peace?
Oh. Woo! You gotta learn, man. You can't take all these Black people with you, man. We can pull up so many Black people. Hammer,
MC Hammer, especially. That was on.
Come on now. We can name all these black people who try to put on other black people, and look what happened to them. Allen Iverson. Come on now. All these black people who be trying to save Wakanda, and they getting their ass whooped.
Well, I think more what you talking more about is mindset.
Yep. No. But I'm saying the thing about it is, and that's why I said, find like-minded people. Now, if they're black people, now listen, if you're a black man and you're trying to get out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and I'm already a master carpenter, and I see you need some work, sure, brother. Come on. You want to work? Come into my humble abode. I'll put you to work. But don't tell me I need to go back and search you out. I'm not doing that shit. No, nigga. No. I'm not searching for you. I left Krypton a long time ago. You get your ass on that goddamn spaceship and you fly and find me. Understand this. I came late to work one time. I was working for a white man. I said, sorry, boss, I came late. You know, CPT time. He said, don't ever use those Negro excuses around me. This is a white man told me that shit. Don't use those Negro excuses. You be on time. You want to get paid like everybody else, you be on time. Don't use your color as an excuse. That shit don't work. You see that Hispanic boy in that ditch digging that damn pipe by himself? He been there for 45 minutes by himself. You owe him an apology. I slid down in that pipe. I stayed extra longer just to make it for the time I missed. Listen, man. Listen. I'm not saying there aren't good black folks. Shout out to the brother who's on the panel with us, and shout out to Kev for providing this platform. I'm not saying there aren't good black men who are fighting. I'm trying to fight. Hell, my damn thing is called Black Men talking about say black men being brutal. Let me get my shit together. My shit's called Black Male Talk. I do stuff for black men, but I understand that. Listen, you gotta want it. I talked about how to get your LLC. Black men, they'll click more into us talking about sex talk than how to get a business.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Social media is such a widespread platform. Why are we using that power to spread bullshit narratives and put non-issues at the front, like who this guy is sticking his penis inside of, instead of what we can do to move our community forward? I think a lot of let's get back to the subject of Obama. Do you think if Obama had been that president for black people, that black men would have had a better example to go by, or black people ourselves would have, been in a much better mindset if he had gone after the interest of blacks instead of going after the interest of all of these other groups? Seeking social justice instead of, I would say, actual justice.
No.
You don't think that nothing would be different if he had been that black president? That's what you're saying?
No, because you had him do it. You didn't do it.
So it goes back to
he had white man power backing him. He didn't have black man power that actually pushed him. There's a difference in power. I want some of y'all to understand that. When you do it yourself, you've seen that change through for yourself. You didn't need to have a white man. You didn't need to have a white man saying, hey, all you drug dealers get off the street. No, you can do it yourself. You go to the police, you write out everybody. You write out everybody who's selling drugs, doing dope, everything. And you as a community with the police, run them all out of your community. Now, when you do that, they understand there's no place for that there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you did it yourself. You saw it through. But when you have somebody else have to come there for you, mind you, when I get what they're saying with the NFL billionaires, they need to come to the community and fix the community. You see, when you have to go to outsource, and I agree with the brother on that, when you have to have other people fix and do stuff for you, mind you, if Obama has to do it, then that's saying black men are extremely weak. This is why black men got mad when Kanye was all hugging up on Trump saying, I look at you like a father figure. That boiled black men. Because what that showed is that we had to go to a white man for liberation. And nothing hurts more than that as a father to know that you got to go to outsource help.
Oh yeah. That's why, and you know what, and you know that's the main reason why I try to work on to keep my marriage working. I do not want another man providing for my child. Like that's just a male pride thing with me. I mean that would tear me apart if someone came in and then actually started just doing better than what I was doing. And you know. You saying, so what you're saying is hugging up with Trump, like basically that black men saw themselves in Kanye West when they felt like
you saw the 6th richest rapper in the world hugging up saying, I see you as a father figure. I see you as a daddy. My father he was saying stuff that black men were cringing up on. My father was never there. My father, I wish there were more black men. I wish there were more men like you. When you're hearing that as a black man, you're like, fuck. Why is it that Kanye couldn't have come to us? Why not? You got all those millionaires taking knees. You got Jay-Z, you got Diddy. But the most that they could do was get on Twitter. Kanye sell out. Kanye coon. Kanye ain't shit. Hold up. Mind you, Kanye just made more money than most of them from Disney, Netflix, and other places. Now he's in Ghana doing deals with them.
Oh, what kind of deals?
Actually, he's trying to figure out how to get jobs in Africa, in Ghana. Trying to figure out how to do get a resort out there, like a Jurassic Park or different amusement parks for people to come out there to Ghana to spend money in Ghana.
Oh, okay. So he's working on getting some of their economy going.
Also, in Chicago, he paid for a black woman who's running for mayor. Mind you, he met with a Republican president. Now he went to Chicago. He moved back to Chicago, paying a Democratic mayor, a female. He paid off her debt for $73,000 for her to run for her election.
That was nice.
Now, hold on now. But mind you, black people said, Kanye, you're no longer part of the black community.
I don't get that at all. Why the fuck do people try to take others' blackness from them?
I don't get it. I mean, let's be for real.
I mean, you may not be. I mean, like I will never deny anyone's blackness. I mean, as far as their mindsets, they may not be much of a black person, but you got to understand once you're clad in this skin, you got pretty much the same struggles in this country as everyone else. I mean, granted, you know, yeah, what you do with your situation personally is what's gonna define you. I mean, skin color doesn't hold everything black, but hold everything back. But you know, there's this general understanding.
Now let's look at this. I find it interesting that we were angry at Kanye, but we didn't get angry at T.I. for building a trap museum.
Yeah, that like I said, that's just ridiculous. A trap museum.
But who was the one that was going to the White House?
The needles they used to find on the damn curb. I mean, this needle by this crackhead right here in 2004. Like, this was the first crackhead that ever passed out on the trap. Like, what the hell is a fucking trap museum?
I don't know. Are you going to show like pregnant women smoking smack and then rocking a baby while she's doing hitting off the pipe? Are we going to show crack houses? Are we going to show dudes with shit-stained drawers running from the police with mannequins like that?
Yeah, our people entertain fuckery way too much. And that trap museum does any kind of good. That's a big, horrible reflection on us.
Mind you, this is the same man that got caught cheating on his wife multiple times on national TV. Now, I got a question. Kanye, though he's married to a white woman, or actually she's not white, she's Armenian, but I guess you're going to call her white. The Kardashians fuck more with black people than any other family with money. Sorry, y'all can get mad at them if you want. They got off doggone OJ. They fuck nothing but rappers and people in the industry. He's married to a billionaire family now. I mean, honestly, and he's also a father with his kids. I don't get how y'all can really get mad at him. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they get mad. I mean, they get mad more with the people that they complain about black men not doing certain things, but they always stay mad at the black men who are doing the opposite of what they're complaining about. And that is something that I never understood. That really was part of that was part of the reason why I decided to go to social media, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and come to YouTube to reverse some of this dumbass narrative and
Right.
to talk to my people about, you know, some of our stupidity. Now, I'm not perfect at all. You know, I'm not perfect and I do have my flaws, but goddamn, I've been seeing some BS lately. And we gotta do our part to let everyone know that there's still sensible people out there. And you know, as a black man in America, that there are sensible black men out there as well. I mean, you know, I'm not a big fan of saying not all or having to explain to someone that we're not all like that, but it just is almost as if it's a situation of despair trying to get this narrative reversed.
I agree. And the thing about it is, let me go back to some y'all ask me, Joe, do you believe in white supremacy? I believe there is white supremacy. I'm not going to refute that. I grew up in the South. I'm not going to say I have not seen white supremacy or colorism. But I believe colorism has done more damage as of late than white supremacy. Let me say that again. Colorism in the black community has done more damage to us, and black supremacy has done way more damage. People ask me, well, Joe, how can we have black supremacy? That means you have to be in a position of authority. Well, when you're pushing up people that are hindering and not helping the black community with the music, with religion, with politics, those things hurt us. They don't help us. When you're telling black people, listen, go to college, but you know they don't have the money to go to college, and you know that the school systems aren't doing that good. Why didn't you open up trade school jobs so that way black people or black children can go for trades? A skill that no matter what, even if there's no work, they can go do their own. Listen, there's always trades jobs out there. Cooking, cleaning, medical. And I mean, I'm not talking about you got to go to school. You literally can pay $100 to $200, or they even have classes for free where you can go get into medical, get your little CNA, get your little practice going, and you can start getting in the field. This colorism thing has done a lot of damage to our girls, where they feel like they're unworthy because they're a certain type of tint. Their hair is a certain type of look. They have to be over sexual. For boys, they feel like, listen, I'm inadequate because I'm this type. We push too much sexuality on our people. I mean, we got to talk about it now. Why is it that in most shows now we keep always pushing out a gay black man? Empire.
Yeah,
True
Empire.
Blood.
Mad about that.
Like we never push out and I mean honestly, I like to watch Empire, but damn it, like almost every goddamn show, the family's always fucked up. We praise Love and Hip Hop and Black Ink Crew, and I mean honestly, it's like, and you know bad about it, it's not gay black men are writing Empire, black women are writing Love and Hip Hop and Houses of Atlanta. The Braxton family, that's the most fucked up black women that we have, and this is no shot at black women.
The Braxton family?
Yeah.
I've actually met a couple of them. They seem like cool people, actually.
Yeah, they're cool, but shit. They got issues, man. I met one of them. They got issues.
Which one did you meet? Because I've met Trina, I've met the mother.
See, that's the thing about it. I don't even understand why the fuck they got the mother on the show. She don't got no damn talent. It's not like she can sing or dance. And mind you, in the Braxton family, man, ain't none of those women can keep a man. What is the odds in that? Ain't none of those women can keep a goddamn man.
So what's up with Tamar and Vince? I haven't heard anything lately of them.
I'm just saying. You see doggone Tamar right now. If you ever go watch that damn episode with Ayala, she tried to talk to them. She say, y'all just too fucked up, man. Y'all need help. Tony is what, Birdman? I mean, you make your choices of who you choose, but damn it. That's questionable.
Yeah, kind of.
We're just saying, man. I mean, I wish black people, we could just take 1 year away from social media. I wonder just how much of an impact does social media impact our lives. Because honestly, it's in everything now. Y'all got damn church preachers dressing up like Michael Jackson, and women are throwing money on the stage like he's the next coming Messiah.
Yeah, you got women twerking on stage too in the middle of church.
In church. Like, I understand this, man. I mean, we just need to take a step back. Go off the grid. You don't ever see the Asians and Native Americans on goddamn TV like that, man. You hardly ever see them on any shows or TV shows like that. And there's a reason why. They're like, yo, we keep our shit in-house.
Well, we just gotta. Well, like I said, what we had to do, we just have to decide to change our mindset.
We do.
It does seem like with each president, they do push a certain narrative that gets all over the media and it gets entrenched in us, and we don't think about that.
Again,
now that you got Trump in our office, you have a lot of people that's going along with the more, I would say, if you look at Trump in a racist way, they're going along with the racist narratives. Mm-hmm. When you had Obama in office, you had to pretty much the pro everyone else narrative. even though he was up front saying that I'm a black man, he seemed to be pushing everyone else's agenda. Then with Bush Jr., you had the pro-war narrative.
Oh yeah, goddamn. I didn't know who I was shooting at the next month with Bush. I didn't know who I was going to shoot at. Like, I said, damn it. I could have sworn this dude was my ally. Oh, now he's my enemy? Damn. I'm sorry, I got to shoot at you now. Like, I honestly, I tell a lot of black people, if you do what you need to do, like-minded people will find you. You and I both living proof of that. You do what you need to do. You see, that's the reason why black people, when we start to leave away from Black conduct. I call it Black conduct. That's why I coined it. When we leave away from Black conduct, we go to schools in different other places and we look around and we are like, I don't see no black women here. I would like to see a black girl. That'd be pretty cool. Like, I'm at Barnes and Noble in the anime section reading Naruto, and I love to see a black girl walk by. I would love to see a few black brothers who want to sit down and, rather than go to the club, like sit at home and eat pizza and French fries and watch anime and play video games.
And just chill the fuck out,
Chill the fuck out. Like, we don't have to worry about being shot.
Yeah.
And there are black people who are like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I was. I was pretty much I enjoyed the club as much as anybody, but I was more of a stay in person, stay out of trouble kind of person, And I had to take being called a dweeb and being called lame because of that, and I became numb to it after a while.
and honestly, I did too. A lot of the people on this panel, and we thank y'all for joining and supporting the channel. Support my brother, man. And the thing about it, one thing about it, I don't want to say the Black collective. We need to be. I don't want to say the Black collective. We need to give money, but I would say we need to build our resources. Let me say that. We need to individually build up our resources. If we have the realist, if we have Super DJ, if we have, let's say 5 of us, we say, listen, in 5 years, I'll tell you what, let's meet back up and see where we're at. And when we do that, we all have careers. Now, when we're looking at these careers, then we can honestly say that, listen, we got things going for ourselves. Because we're like-minded and we strive for success. And in doing that, now we're in positions of authority. You're a master chef. She knows how to do business marketing. I know how to actually build and renovate places. Now, what we just did was we built up our resources where we can actually say, hey, you mind if and I mean, it happened to be that we're black, but guess what? We can all start building onto things. See, that's how Tulsa was built. I did the research. These black people didn't just poof, were there. They already had trades, skills, they had assets, things that they were already built up on. Even though they were
people.
Yeah. Now, the thing about it was they said, well, let's build up on this. We can't build anywhere else. And I mean, you bought some land, and if I build my store here, guess what? Y'all can buy here and y'all can probably get what y'all need. This guy right here, there's a white guy here that's selling some stuff. Let's just buy some stuff off of him. You can understand, we talking about let's take the world, but guess what? You can't even build up a community. I be hearing y'all niggas saying y'all want to go to Africa, rebuild Africa. I'm like, nigga, you can't even build a goddamn street sign. How you gonna do that? Y'all didn't know what to do when Luke Cage got pulled from Netflix. Don't feel bad. I freaked out too. Thank God I finished the season. But we got to be for real. Until we start getting people in the proper positions, mind you, we could possibly get another Obama. But this time, let him come from our community. But to get him from our community, that means we have to build him, breed him, design him for that.
And most of all, we must support him.
Every video that Kev puts out for this YouTube channel, every video he puts out, I always tune in, like it, listen to it, and I give him his props. Every video. To show that I will support my brother. Whether I agree with him or disagree, I will support him.
And let me expand on that. I'm subscribed to a lot of black YouTubers. Even if I don't agree with their rhetoric somewhat, I do still show them support because if you are bold enough to get on this platform and actually speak your mind, then that speaks volumes about your character. And you definitely have my support. I don't know, unless you're just a real biatch, I probably won't support you then. But even then, like I said, even if I slightly disagree with your rhetoric, I still subscribe to you. Like I would say that, I would hate to drop names, but I'm subscribed to Cynthia G. A lot of people don't agree with Cynthia G's rhetoric, but she's a black person that's gotten on this platform and decided to speak her mind. So hey, I do support that. I do support that. I support Joe. I'm subscribed to Joe's channels. And I mean, like, I do agree with a lot of his, which I do agree with a lot of his rhetoric, but I'm just want to let everybody know that, I mean, you got my support. Like I said, even if I don't agree with you most of the time, I'm not the kind of person that needs you to agree with me 100% of the time. And, and quite often I do run into people who expect you to agree with them 100% of the time just based on, black or whatever. But I can't get the same treatment. But, I try to be an example of the things that I'm talking about. I'm not just going to get on platforms and spew bullshit and hateful, divisive messages. Let me put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, I know that's on YouTube and platforms like that and on Facebook, that a huge selling point is the divisive narratives in the black community, like, the gender war thing, black men and black women hating on each other. And I don't completely condemn someone sharing their opinions on the opposite sex, but when it's something that's done repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly, it becomes old, and that becomes who you are. I don't spend all my time doing that, but at the same time, if you male or female, whatever ethnicity, I will call you on your bullshit, and then you can go tell anybody you want anything about me that you want after I said it. So there, I've just said that. Now, Now, Joe, I got a complex question for you. Then we're probably gonna have to give our final thoughts and bring this broadcast to a close. But I do appreciate you coming out. It's like, okay, let's. This is kind of off subject. Let's say, one, all of a sudden I get 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 more subscribers, and they're all white. But this channel is named Black Men Being Brutally Honest. What kind of material do you think that I should have continued to make? Excuse me. If I had those 1,000 white subscribers, should I start making material that caters more to them since I did get the support? Or should I just stick to my original message? Now, here's my answer. I'm going to stick to my original message.
Yes. Correct.
Even though I felt like that maybe I should have gotten that support from my people, I do understand that. And we've touched on this throughout this broadcast, that I'm not entitled to anything. I would never get mad with a base of Black people for not coming out and supporting me, because I realize one thing: I have to sell myself. I have to make myself interesting. And I really wish that we all kind of had that mindset that we're not entitled to something just because I would say we're Black. Now, I'm not gonna I'm gonna ride with the other guy that was on here. I'm not with completely giving up on my people. Now, I've been treated pretty.
You don't have. I'm not telling y'all to give up on people. I never said that out of my mouth. You can go back and say, I just said I'm not going to go out of my way for Black people.
I mean, I know you didn't say that, but that was kind of how. Yeah, before Brandon got off, he kind of said something to that effect. He said that I'm not, I can't be like a person that just says just fuck all of it, fuck the black, and I understand where he was coming from with that. So I just wanted to elaborate and make it clear that that wasn't what we were trying to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put this out here. I remember when I first started my channel. BMT, Black Male Talking. You can look it up. We hit it. I told, and me and Kev had we've had a lot of side note YouTuber discussions. And I've never, not one time, ever bashed Kev's channel. Kev, what did I keep telling you? Keep on putting out content.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going. Even when Kev, even when I said I don't feel like doing this no more, I don't want to do it. Kev, what did you tell me to do?
Don't give up. I told you to keep going.
Kev encouraged me.
Yeah, you got it. Number one, you worked hard to build your base, and like your original channel, Black Male Talk, that's now over 10K subscribers, which I think is an amazing thing, because when you first joined the group, that channel I think was at 700 subscribers, and it just like just like that, and I was like, wow, that kind of growth that I saw, it really gave me encouragement. It really did. Just want to let you know that, brother.
Thank you. And the thing about it was, and like, we're only a few months old. Like I said, and I'll put out the link to BMT2 Unfiltered. That's where we have the latest topics and latest things. I'm gonna honestly tell y'all, because I have two channels that I do it on, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give y'all my latest channel right now. I think that's what should be at 2K, at 2K subscribers now. So altogether, we have over 13K on both channels, and that's not including the congregation. That's just the two channels I do every day. I go on and do content every day. The thing about it is, majority of my subscribers aren't Black. They're from Asia. They're from the Indians. They're from the Europeans. A lot of my subscribers are all over the world. I still give them the views of that of a Black man. Of course, it's called Black Men. You know what I'm saying? So Black Male Talk, it's a Black man. Just like Black Men Being Brutally Honest, Black Male Talk. I didn't change up my viewpoint because all my stuff. And listen. I put my stories in majority conservative white groups, so that way they can see that. Listen, there are black men out there that don't think the same. I don't do no shucking. I don't do no jiving. I don't be wearing no MAGA hats. And Kevin's watching majority of my videos, and he's never seen me do any of that crazy shit.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah, but listen up, Joe. We're gonna have to bring this to a close. Yeah. Just one more thing. I want to give a shout out to the Realist RT who was in our chat. She has a YouTube channel as well. Please go support her in subscribing and amongst other things. She always has a good word to drop onto us, and that it would help some of us. I mean, and that also depends on your beliefs, but she's a real good girl. She doesn't.
Listen, I'm gonna subscribe to her right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe to her right now.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give my final thoughts on the subject on the legacy of Obama. Like I said, I wasn't completely satisfied for what I expected and what I voted for. I wasn't completely dissatisfied. I wasn't completely satisfied, but I wasn't completely dissatisfied. One thing, the two things that I did like about Obama's presidency was the fact that he was a tremendous orator, a family man, and the fact that he brought so much racism to the forefront just for being president.
True.
Now, whether his policy and his actions affected that change, that's a different story. The change that that black people need to go, like the direction that we need to go in, that's a different story. But all I would say is this: at least those two things. Also, as a as a guy who has beaten cancer, I would also say that the Affordable Care Act, which had a provision in that provided health care for 18 to 20 million Americans who had pre-existing conditions, I would say that I pretty much am for that too. Right. But the things that I had a problem with and my biggest problem with him, and I've been rebutted so many times because of this, was the lack of action on the Flint water crisis.
That was something that really got overlooked, and they still haven't got their water fixed.
And they still don't have the water fixed. Now here they got the funding and they're getting the supplies ready, but still, it's like if there's still dirty water in Flint, then and the one thing that I get thrown at me often when I do bring up the Flint water crisis is, okay, blame Trump. It's Trump's problem now. But I've said that, like, this happened in 2013. This happened a year after Trayvon Martin. Now, if you want to argue against somebody who said that things have gotten worse under Obama, and you want to talk about, like, well, you're just being a hater. If they bring up those talking points, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? Are you going to deflect to Trump, or are you going to call a spade a spade? I felt like this was a huge ball drop. Also, really honestly, in the last year of his presidency, trying to do more to boost Hillary Clinton than doing something about the actual issues. You got a presidential candidate that brings more issues to the forefront than the current existing president. Now, that presidential candidate I mentioned earlier was Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. During, like, remember the Dakota Access Pipeline?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Remember that? That was a mess.
Yes, it was.
And the debacle that were the Democratic primaries, a lot of shady stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Which really, I think, really killed it for the Democratic Party because we're in the information age. You don't have to go to the news to depend on them to deliver your facts. You can go to YouTube now. And what I did was, when I followed more YouTubers during the Democratic primary than I did with mainstream media outlets, because If you watch mainstream media, you would think that Hillary was just killing Bernie. If you watch the YouTube channels, like I would say the Young Turks, you would have saw what happened in Arizona and what happened in Michigan from the perspective of the people. And like for a president to allow that to go on in a party that, his party now, his party, not at least not doing things to reverse that narrative. Now and now people are living in fear because of the president that we have now, because of, I would say, because of more toward his lack of action toward the end of his presidency.
Facts. I mean, the same. I think only thing that put a really bad stain on him before we go was when he said Hillary Clinton didn't do anything wrong. She didn't leak anything. What happened like 2 days later? We just found out Hillary Clinton did leak the emails. He was like, fuck! Damn it, Hillary. You literally had me go in front of the whole world and say you were not leaking emails and giving out information. Now you literally just made me a liar. Yeah. Before I leave outside the house.
And then you let this corrupt woman piggyback off your name to try to get elected. Because how many times did you hear crooked Hillary drop Obama's name?
Every goddamn time. Every goddamn time. I tell you, a lot of stuff has been used off the black man's name. Everything is used off of the black man's name. I'm sorry. This is why I try to tell black people, get away from that collective mind. But if me and Kev were to go by that collective mind, we would not have our YouTube channels.
Not at all.
We'd be like, oh, we quit.
Yeah, I mean, I would if I were to go to the collective mind, I'd have listened to all the haters telling me that I suck and I should quit. I was like, okay, yeah, I should quit because everybody else says it. No, that's not me at all. Nah. Fortunately.
Nah, I'll keep on coming to your videos and I'll keep on supporting you, bro.
Okay, yeah, and same here, and other black YouTubers as well. So, any final thoughts, Joe, before we you call this a close?
Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the talk. Again, I have nothing but admiration and respect for the guys on the panel that have come in and those who haven't been able to make it. It's all good. I hopefully y'all we can have more debates like this on the real, brutally honest, black men being brutally honest. I want to have more talk. I look to see hopefully the real. I want to get to work with her too. I want to work with like I told Kevin, I want to work with black people. If you're trying to do this, and I beg, let's work together. Let's collab. Let's join our minds and come up with content. That way they can say like, hey, we can build our own. We don't have to do like the big YouTubers, but we can build our own stuff.
Yes, and black YouTubers are doing it too. Like you wouldn't believe there's so many black YouTubers that are doing their own thing. They have subscription counts in the thousands, and they produce content on a regular basis. So that like mainstream media might be credible, but you can get a lot of stuff from YouTube, especially black YouTube. I mean, even some things that you weren't looking for that you might learn. So, just just keep an open mind. That's all we're saying.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys later, and I'm going to be signing off. See you.
All right. Thank you, Joe, and thank you to the other panelists. Thank you to everyone who tried to join that I couldn't, because of technical difficulties or trying to get the emails right and everything. We're going to do other panels on other interesting topics, and we will be and also we will be visiting other legacies too. Some of the names that I've come up with is Marcus Garvey, Thurgood Marshall. I do want to do a show on Malcolm X, and around Martin Luther King's birthday, I want to go ahead and do Martin Luther King because there's a lot of conversation about Martin Luther King as well. And the civil rights movement is also one of my hot buttons because I was born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. So I will have a lot to say about that whenever we do a panel on the civil rights movement.
I know that's how you caught me when you said, the reason why code was a hot button for me because I'm from the South. So you already know. I'll say stay on code from Southern people, especially blacks. They're like, No, we don't like to stay on code shit.
Yeah, I think we just gotta, get our terms straight, and we were gonna say it because we change the meaning of shit all the time, man.
Yeah, man. I said stay on code. No, nigga, I'm not going back. No. But
Okay.
all right, guys.
All right, guys. Thank and for all of you out there that participated in the chat and watched and gave me a view. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I will see you later. Like I said, if you haven't, at the beginning of every one of my videos, if you haven't, go below the screen, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we will come to you with new and better content. We're just getting better and better here. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend. And tomorrow's Monday. Ill for some of you, but it's my day off tomorrow. All right, peace.